We are live. We are very much the live. The alive. We'll give this a hot minute. Give it a wee hot minute. How's everyone doing this morning? Oh, well, I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. It's Malaysia. It's round 16, the World Drivers' Championship. Season 2, Haas. Switched it up if you follow me on Twitter. These are now going to be live streams for the remainder of Season 2 and Season 3. There will be Season 3. So that will be happening. Jumped into the race soon. There's some rain running off the Haas Facility Centre windows. That leads me to believe that that this very much is going to be a wet start to the race, at least. So we never quite know what it's going to be around Malaysia. Malaysia, when it rains, it bloody well pours. It does. So it could be an interesting one. We'll go over to the laptop, and you will see. Hopefully, it's still on here. Red Bull brought some upgrades. I've already done practice and qualifying. We qualified 9th. It was a wet qualifying session. We came 9th. So that bodes well for the start of the race, at least. Red Bull did bring increased downforce and reduced the chassis weight, so they are now well and truly in the lead on the vehicle at performance comparison. Mercedes 2nd, Ferrari 3rd, Renault still in 4th, then a big gap. Well, I mean, there's a big gap between Ferrari and Renault, and then there's a big gap towards Williams. We're sort of creeping on the back of Toro Rosso. We have the option to cease R&D for the season, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm probably going to go for one final upgrade, and then we'll call it quits, because we're going to look to move to a bigger team next season. That's the hope. That's the dream. We'll get into this momentarily. If you're joining in for the first time because you see it on a live stream, 50% race around Kuala Lumpur is what it's going to be today. Wonder what the team have to say about this.
Hi, it's Emma here. Just wanted to let you know what the team are hoping for in the race.
So finished 13th or higher. Beat Raikkonen. Raikkonen is my rival. And beat Grosjean. Well, we start 9th. So if we remain where we are, we'll get 2 more championship points. We are still kind of in contention for 4th or 5th, sorry, in the drivers' championship. We're fighting out with the Ferrari boys. Let's get into this one, shall we? Let's get into it. As you can see, Vettel 146. I suppose Rosberg is within our reach as well, but we have dropped back after the last few rounds have not gone our way. And in the constructors, we are about to be in a huge scrap with Williams and Renault. So we'll see how that goes. I think we'll get into the race. It's time for the Malaysian Grand Prix.
From uncompromising heat to unrelenting storms, you never know quite what you're going to get here in Kuala Lumpur. The inaugural race in 1999 was the last of 4 Grand Prix victories for Northern Ireland's Eddie Irvine. I wonder who'll be adding their name to that history today. 5 lefts and 10 rights make up the 15 corners of Sepang's 3.4-mile circuit, a track where the weather always threatens to play a deciding factor. The drivers will be subjected to forces in excess of 4G and heavy braking zones in 4 of these corners, 2 of which come at the end of DRS zones into turn 1 and to turn 15. It's not going to be plain sailing for our drivers today, although with the sky falling as it is, perhaps sailing isn't too far from the truth. Anthony Davidson, could be a wet one today. Great to have you with us. What are your thoughts?
It is a touch damp, isn't it? Well, as a driver, there are 3 big things to worry about when racing in these kind of conditions: standing water, tyre temperature and visibility. Judging distance to the cars around you is really tricky when you're driving through the vast amounts of spray that these wet weather Pirelli tyres kick up.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
With that then, let's...
Okay, so as you would have seen, Daniel Ricciardo is on pole position in the Red Bull racing car. He is making a resurgence this season. He started off very well and had a pretty lackluster time of it, but he's coming back in the final part of the season against Hamilton, who is the current Drivers' Championship leader. So it's only going to rain for a short period, and then it's going to get sunny, and then it's going to get cloudy. So I'm not really going to do too much with the strategy here. I think I'm just going to look to take a bit of fuel out of the car for us to save in the early part while it's raining, and I will determine tyre strategy sort of as and when. I don't want to go for the hard tyres. Realistically, I don't. So I think maybe, I mean, if we look at this, if we edit this strategy, if we go the mediums, let's say lap 8 for the mediums, and if we go, I can't add any other tyres in there, so yeah, doesn't even give me the option. But I think realistically, a smart strategy will probably be inters, medium, then medium, if they last that long. If they don't, probably medium hard. We'll see how it goes. Risk it. What am I risking? What, the mediums? You reckon the mediums? Could go medium. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You never know with the rain on this game. Let's get into it, though. Formation lap. I forgot to turn off the vibration on my controller, because it's really loud and really annoying.
Unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
Okay, yeah, we'll go medium. We'll see how it goes. 2 McLarens just ahead of us. Danny Kvyat behind us. Can I get a check on visuals and audio? I did a test stream earlier after editing some of the settings. Everything looked okay. I mean, the downscale to 720 didn't look great, so I took that off. So you should be able to stream in lovely 1080p. It's a Renault up there. I think that's Magnussen. Not 100% sure. But that's who we need to concern ourselves with. I think the Ferraris are now out of reach in the Drivers' Championship. We're going to have to consider Williams and Renault as our main threats for 4th place in the Constructors. Going to be an interesting one off the start. Sweeping right-hander into a sharp left. In the test stream I did earlier, I did do the Malaysia circuit, and I did have a lovely little crash with my teammate. So we'll see how that goes on the run into turn 1. You'd hope with 2 big back straights, or 2 long straights, I can get past both McLarens and their GP2 engine. That's the hope. But we'll have to see how that goes. Wow, the leader, Ricardo, is already parked up. He's going to be sitting there for a while. Then again, it is raining, so his engine will be nice and cool. Nice and cool. Let's get into this, shall we? Let's get into this.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
Final few cars coming around the final corner now. As we're now going to build towards the lights for the Malaysian Grand Prix. As we build 5 lights. And we're underway. Wheel spin off the start. Bump it up into Rich off the line. Second phase of the start has been a good one for us. Let's tuck behind Jensen on the run towards turn 1. Magnussen cuts across. We're going to stick our nose in it. Down the inside of the Ferraris. Watch the back of Hamilton. Verstappen's there. Raikkonen on our inside. Going to have to go wide to not make any contact. Get a good exit. Oh, well, that's not what I wanted.
Damage to the front wing.
That's not what I wanted.
Get it repaired. We don't want to risk making this worse.
Can't hear any of the game. Okay, the game is fairly low. I will admit the game is sort of fairly low, but we had a huge crash. Verstappen just in front of us came across, and that's definitely not ideal for our race. But Verstappen cut across. And that sent us into the barrier. We've lost a bit of our front wing and we're down to last place. So we've now got our work cut out for us. Hopefully on these opening couple of laps where the field are still tightly packed together, we can look to make something of it as we've caught up to the back of Marcus Ericsson. Let's go around the outside. Contact made. Get a good run. No, we've got caught up on the curb. Can we look to dive on down the inside here? Squirt the throttle. Get it nice and tight. Force Ericsson out the way. Beautifully done. As we now head down towards the final corner. At the end of the first lap of 28, Daniel Ricciardo still leads. And we've now got a job on our hands to climb back through the field. Cars pulling out, looking to make good moves into the first corner. A lot of side-by-side action. Hulkenberg looking to make a move on Felipe Nasr. Fairline waiting in the wings. Let's go back into fuel conservation here. It is wet. We don't want that much wheel spin. We've gone out on the wetter part of the track. Lost a bit of grip. It's fine. We can look to make a dive down the inside of Fairline here. Back up into 20th. Got very close behind Nasr in the fast left-right. Grip not ideal at this stage of the race. Bear in mind we do have front wing damage. Can we make a move into this right-hander? No, not quite. Probably going to have to consider it down into this hairpin here. We need to get past him as soon as possible, ideally. Otherwise we're just going to get held up. Let's go for it. Nicely done. So the rain is slated to only last a few laps. So let's get set to go to mediums. Because I think that's probably the plan we're going to have to employ. We get up behind Hulkenberg now, who's battling with Sainz and Harrianto. Wow, the Inters are wearing fast. The Inters are wearing very fast. In these opening 2 laps. And Ricciardo's pulled out a massive lead already. He's already going into turn 2 as we speak. There's going to have to be some kind of recovery drive. Science has made contact with Harrianto. Oh, they're nearly 3 wide. Hulkenberg thinking about it. Science has got past Harrianto, though. We've got a good exit out of turn 2. And we've made contact with the back of Hulkenberg and damaged our front wing even more.
Performance will be affected.
Can we make a dive on Harrianto into turn 4? Yes, we can. I'm not going to worry too much about the front wing at the moment because we're gonna change it at the pit stop. So, I mean, it's going to give us some understeer for now, but, you know, there's no point in coming in to fit inters now. Because we're going to be coming in a few laps for dry tyres. So not a good start. After we had, I mean, our turns 1 and 2 were fantastic. They were excellent racing, and then everything from that point on went a little bit south. And that put us at the back of the field, so it is going to be a recovery as we run very wide due to having no front wing, no front end grip. Apparently that was a corner cut more than exceeding track limits. Then again, I suppose they're technically the same thing. Just settle into a rhythm. If we can. You can see the effects the damaged front wing is having. The car just did not want to turn through the fast right-hander. Struggling for grip. And it's these fast corners where the damage is going to hurt us the most. Look at the front of the car. Oh. Turned in way too early. Yep, we will remain on the intermediates. That is definitely the plan. Thank you for that, Jeff, for confirming what I already knew. Oh. Running wide. Classic. Get it in just about. Lovely. Patches of blue sky are starting to appear, though. So that's positive. Rain's definitely easing off as well. So the dry tyres are going to be sooner rather than later. But remember, we're going to have a long first pit stop due to changing the front wing. So Jeff with a viable strategy change, allegedly. I've got it completely wrong into turn 1. Still not quite dry enough to be braking when I want to be. What's Jeff suggesting? Jeff's suggesting we pit this lap. I have nothing to lose, in all honesty. I have absolutely nothing to lose at this point. So I'm going to take that. And we'll see if it's able to get us a couple of positions. I think the AI will probably pit as well.
The tyre situation is an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now.
So Jeff's now saying apparently the right call is this tyre. I got horrendously distracted and butchered turn 9. I'm going to come in for the mediums. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it. I don't see the harm. We exceed track limits again. Right, and now he's offering me another alternate strategy, which is soft. So 3 stops. I'm gonna keep to the current plan as everyone dives into the pits. This is the lap to make the change. If you aren't or haven't already, the leaders have gone through. Grosjean's in. That's fine. He's far enough ahead for it to not affect us, I think. Oh, we've completely butchered that pit lane entry. We've allowed the guys behind us that we'd actually managed to build a bit of a gap to catch up. I thought the first line was the one that was going to affect us, but it didn't. It was indeed the second line. As we come in, DRS enabled. There you go. So it is the cutoff point. As we just completely, we just murdered a mechanic just there, and the boys weren't ready. Clearly, Grosjean's stop did affect us, and we are back down to last place. Lovely. 11.3 seconds. That's just what I needed, lads. Just what I needed. So now we have a lot of work to do. A lot of cars up ahead. With actually a bit of a gap to us. So, yeah, we will have to see how this pans out. Last place. It's not going well for the first live streamed career mode video. But, you know, things can only improve. I mean, I kind of knew we were going to slip back down the field anyway, because our front wing has been repaired. Obviously, that had to be done. But we are going to catch up to Nazar, who is on the hard tyre, so he's going to have trouble switching those on. I say fuel is marginal for now, which is fine because we're in standard mix, so we are gonna be constantly saving as the race goes on in standard because I've got 3 of the fuel efficiency upgrades, so that's none of my concern. As we now chase down Felipe Nazar, that's what it's like to have grip through that corner. I wouldn't know. I haven't had it in a while. The front end nicely turns in there. We'll see. Wow, I'm 7% on my front left already. That's ridiculous. Yellow flag. What's that for, I wonder? Oh, Perez has spun it out the final corner. Can we get the green flag? Yes, we can. In the slipstream of Nazar. A few of the cars coming out the pits. We braked very early. Nazar's going to go for it around our outside. Sainz is ahead of us on the hard tyre. He's battling, I can only assume, well, Hulkenberg, seeing as Sainz spun it. So we got an uphill battle ahead of us. But we'll see if we can. We'll see what we can salvage. Because it is just going to be a salvage this race, due to we had a good start as we make a pretty big mistake. We had a good start, contact made with, I believe it was Verstappen as he came across, sent us sideways into a advertising board. And we lost a bit of our front wing. And of course dropped down the field as it was a spin. So we've got a lot of time to be making up, a lot of positions, a lot of ground. Let's see what we can do. Bear in mind this car is still the 3rd slowest on the grid, so it's not like we've got any kind of performance advantage against anyone, which is always nice when you're struggling. I think Verstappen was pitting this lap for dry tyres. He stayed out 2 laps too long, but that does give him some extra time to play with on the tyres, so that's pretty interesting. We need to see how long these mediums go. These mediums are going to be... I mean, realistically, I don't want to run the hard tyre if possible. That's kind of... I don't know, that's what I'm working with at the moment. Just don't run the hard tyre, but... Yeah. 18th place. Trying to catch up to Science between two hard compound tyre runners. The Force India is getting away from him a little bit. You'd think with the tyre advantage we could catch him, but of course he has a better car, so... This is different for me. I usually post-commentate my my F1 videos, so concentration's a little bit split at the moment. Hopefully that's not going to affect my driving too much. I'll say that, and we had an accident within 3 corners, so you can be the judge of that. No more scheduled rain. There we go, so we've actually gone into positive on fuel, so I think I'm going to run rich for a little while now. Burn some of the excess fuel that we've got. I mean, we don't have a lot of excess, but we can always go to lean later. I think that might be a better strategy, if I'm honest. Try and get ourselves in a better position now, rather than later on in the race. As we slowly close up to the back of Carlos Sainz. A Manor just ahead of him as well. Not too sure who that is. I think that might be Wehrlein, because I think Haryanto is behind us. These tyres are starting to really switch on. I think as the sun comes out more, the tyres are going to switch on a bit better. We've gone wide. Definitely cost us a bit. Don't know why I'm looking behind. For everyone that's joining in, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. First official live F1 2016 career mode episode on the channel. This is season 2. We're coming to an end of it. This is the Malaysian Grand Prix. I'm driving for Haas. We're in a titanic battle with the Ferraris in the Drivers' Championship, and more importantly, Renault and Williams in the Constructors. We had a bad start. We qualified 9th in wet qualifying. We were up to 5th off the line after turn 2. Then we had a collision with Verstappen. We lost a bit of our front wing, and we took out one of the marketing boards over on the right. So that put us down to the back of the field. Then we had another collision with Hulkenberg that just chipped our other end plate off, and that meant our pit stop was very long, very slow. So that's put us in the position that we're currently in. So now we're trying to make a recovery drive. Hello Gabriel, how you doing today? No, I don't do motorsports in real life, but I am... I wanted to when I was younger. I went to one of the local go-kart tracks and I raced a semi-pro guy. And he beat me, but it was a close race. You know, we overtook and passed each other a few times, and I wanted to get into it when I was younger, but just never came to fruition. So, you know, I like to, you know, go go-karting and driving experiences for fun, but yeah. We're in DRS range of Sainz now. That's going to allow us to close up on the back of him on this lap. We go deep, switch it back to get a better exit. Couple more cars in the pits. You can only assume they were the soft compound tyre runners after the first pit stop. Slipstream on Sainz, passed him, got a little bit close to his front wing or his back tyre there, and I've braked far too late because I was distracted. Just send one down the inside. No. I was watching his right rear and I and I was too concerned with knocking the front of it off. That's Verstappen behind us on the hard tyres, so maybe he's going to try and go to the end of the race now. Wow, Verstappen, who was the race leader during the first round of pit stops.
We think there's a viable strategy change available to us. Would you like
Oh yeah, the slipstream in this game is broken. It's the worst since, I think, 2011 had ridiculous slipstream as well. But it's so stupid in this year's game. What's the strategy change? Soft and then hard. No, thank you. And again, these mediums have not lasted very long. So we're probably going to have to run the hard tyres at some point. Hopefully this lap we can execute the move on Sainz and begin to pull away from him. Grosjean is just down the road from us. Currently in a points paying position, I believe. Probably just like in 10th place. So we're now gaining. Pull out to the right. We'll pull out earlier this time. And we'll judge it better on the brakes. Defend. There we go. Up into 12th place. Someone else must have made a pit stop. Tyre deg is so high in Malaysia. Yeah, I mean it's all the fast corners effectively. It's all the fast right-handers. That's why the front left is ridiculously worn. The phone is ringing. Does whoever is calling not understand that I'm streaming, and that's an incredibly rude thing to do. Oh, whoa. Go! Caught it. Just about caught it. Wow, Verstappen is on us now. In fact, here he comes. He's double overtake by Verstappen. Attempted. Did not get through. We got a better exit. Right, let's concentrate now. Try and put some laps in if we can. Well, I say laps. We're only probably going to have 2 until we need to switch to another tyre. I might go for 2 more stops, you know. I might go for another set of mediums. I don't have another set of mediums. This is apparently my final set of medium tyres. Oh, so I'm going to have to go to the hards then. Is what I'm hearing. Verstappen's down our inside. And we've gone wide. That's going to allow Sainz to get through. Lovely. I was too busy playing with my strategy in the middle of a corner. It's probably not a smart idea. Well, we're nearly halfway through this race. Sainz just ahead. Can we get him into turn 4? That was from a lunge. Long way back. No, you're right. I know it wasn't very logical. I just, you know, it's the racer. It's the racer in me. I like to try and keep the position, but you know, the Red Bull is the fastest car in my career mode. So we lost out to Sainz. I think we'll try and just drag these for another lap, and then we're going to try and need to see the hard tyres go to the end of the race. But the hard tyres are disgusting, and they need to go half race distance, which I'm pretty sure they'll be able to do. But yeah, one more lap on these and then hards to the end. Go wide, bring it back round. Other guys in the pits, they're probably fitting the hard tyre. Past Verstappen, or past Sainz, sorry. Up into a points paying position. Probably not going to be there by the end of the race, but you never know. A lot of things could happen. And this will be our last lap, so we're going to box this lap. Don't know when my scheduled lap to pit is. Scheduled lap is between 15 and 16, so we're going to be coming in a lap early. That's what we're going to have to do. Turned in far too early. That's compromised me. It's one of the hardest corners. I feel that corner's very underrated, but it's very difficult to get right, at least for me, as a pad user. Mistake slipping in. Whoa, 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 whoa. Contact made with Science as I was coming back onto the track. And another one. Let button through. And there's a penalty for multiple warnings. Ah, well. I suppose this is a write-off weekend, right? Keep the current strategy. Bring it in. I always get fooled again with the pit line. Did it again.
Release.
Decent stop by the Haas boys.
Pit strategy
Back out.
See these tyres through to the end now.
Right, so these hard tyres now have to go to the end of the race. Which I assume is probably the strategy that everyone ahead of us is employing as well. Saying that, Haryanto is on mediums. These tyres are just disgusting. I do not like hard tyres. They just feel so difficult to switch on. Need to push hard. Oh, I know. I know. Need to push hard and not make mistakes. That's been my my downfall so far in this one. Running wide, that corner. Not a good one for me. Couple more guys in the pits up ahead. There goes Sainz. So we'll be ahead of these guys now. That's Nazar up into 17th. So those guys fit the mediums. Fairline fits the mediums, so we're in a manner sandwich as it stands. .3 back from Haryanto.
Gap behind is 6.4 seconds.
Quietness from concentration. Oh, I'm just not good at that turn 11.
In the pits.
So Grosjean has made a pit stop and has just come out. So that's my reference point. And that's not a good reference, if you ask me, for him to be that far ahead. 39.9. Fuel's coming back quite quickly actually. So let's push it a little bit harder. Missing apexes left and right. So many bites of the cherry into that corner. It's so hard. Well, it's not a good finishing position this time out. That's for sure.
Our gap to our teammate is 15.5.
15.5 seconds behind my own teammate. That's bloody disgusting, that is. Closing in on Harriento. Not, you know, not my proudest achievement to be closing up on a Manacor, but
Okay, at the current pace and
1.3 behind him.
have enough fuel for the end of the race. Consider lowering the fuel mix.
Still running wide. A bit too tight. We're nearly within DRS. Is there any way to get sort of like a question for your teammate? I don't think there is. No, it doesn't matter. Oh, a couple of guys exiting the pits. Harriento. Jolian Palmer of Renault. Good to see he's probably not going to be getting points. Because the Renault team are just behind Williams, who are just behind us in the Constructors' Championship. Palmer appears to have held Harriento up a little bit. Could give us an opportunity into turn 9, perhaps. Sweet dirty air effect on our car. Yeah, we're going to have a good opportunity into turn 9 here.
Should remain dry. We will keep you informed of any changes to the weather.
Down the inside. Nice and controlled. There we go. These tyres are probably dropping off a little bit. Where are we at with the fuel? Loads of fuel left. Just about. There we go. A few more guys are in the pits. Bearing in mind that anyone that comes out on the hard tyre now will be on a fresher compound. And obviously those that ran the hard tyre earlier on will be swapping to the mediums.
Our gap to the car in front is
So
1.4
who's coming out
seconds.
here? Soft tyres. 8 laps to the end. Alonso and Magnussen. Alonso on the hards. Magnussen or someone appeared to be on soft in the top left. Not 100% sure who it was. Haven't seen Alonso all Grand Prix, so it's interesting to be behind him now. Well, we were behind him on the grid, but you know. Turn 4, careful against the back of the McLaren. Don't want to lose any more front wing after the first lap of this Grand Prix. Oh, very onside behind the change of direction. Ah, that screwed up an opportunity that we could have had. Verstappen has an issue with his car now, does he? That's interesting. That's huge for the Drivers' Championship, actually. And I think, and again, I was going to say Verstappen was leading the race, but you know, we had a little tussle with him earlier as he got screwed on the strategy. And we've lost out to the guys ahead. Oh, Vettel! Vettel's out the race. He's pulled over at the side of the track in the first corner. What is that for? Well, the incident's been cleared, allegedly, but his car is still there. You've got to assume that's engine failure based upon where he's parked it. I think I should probably start saving some fuel. Otherwise we won't make it to the end, which is not ideal. Yep, yellow flag. Are we going to see a smoking Ferrari? Yep, that's a smoking Ferrari. That's an engine failure. We did that horribly. Eat your rears up. Okay. Did not know that had that much of an impact on rear tyre wear. I mean, around here that would realistically even the tyre wear, because my fronts are just absolutely ruined. We're up into 14th. Points are just on the horizon, effectively. Does that mean that Grosjean is running in the points? I think this means Romain Grosjean is running in the points. Romain Grosjean has scored 2 points for this team all season. The other 100 or so have come from me. It might not look like it based upon the performance that you have seen here today. But if you want to watch the rest of the career mode, it is on the channel in a lovely little playlist. 18.7 is ahead of me. Grosjean is pulling away. I'm happy for him, you know. If he can hold that position, I hope he doesn't have to pit again. I hope he does not have to pit again. For the Constructors' Championship's sake. Well, the tyres will make it to the end, so I haven't got that to worry about. It's more just me making it to the end. Based upon some of the laps I've been doing, Verstappen behind us on the soft tyre. So whatever issue he had has landed him behind us. Kimi Räikkönen leads the race. I'd love to know what happened up at the front. I really would. For it to end up the way that it has. Because I thought Ricciardo was just going to walk away with this one. Running very wide there on the curb. Between Grosjean and whoever's ahead, that is a big old gap. So I can assume Grosjean's running. I mean, there's blue flags for that. I don't know, Grosjean could be like 5th, 6th. I want to check, but at the same time, I'd rather just finish this race because it's been one to forget. Verstappen's issue appears to be resolved as he sets the fastest lap of the race. It's made me realise his little dot isn't actually showing on the mini-map in the bottom left. I think that's an issue that some people have had, that I've seen. Verstappen some ways behind. He'll be a lot closer.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
10.3. Verstappen's going to catch and pass us before the end of the race. That's for sure. Hey, actually took the corner right. Check me out. No, Grosjean! Grosjean, no!
Just crossed it.
God damn it, Grosjean's had to pit. Oh, that's really disappointing. I was getting really excited. Oh my god, a few cars have pit. Oh, they're going to fit the soft tyre and they're going to be super quick towards the end of the race, aren't they? Come on. Rich, push. Push. No. No. Come on. We could get a point. We could get a point. Oh my god, this is the best day.
Gap to car in front is 5.3.
All I have to worry about now is all the cars behind are now on soft tyres. Oh dear. This is going to be a fight to the end of the race for this one World Championship point. If worst comes to worst, what I might do for the team, I'll let Grosjean go through and then just defend whoever's behind him. I think that's what I'm going to do, actually. Because Grosjean's in a much better position to retain 10th rather than myself. Here comes Grosjean. That's a Williams behind him as well. So we need that point quite desperately against Williams. Come on, Grosjean. Get in the slipstream, my friend. It's Bottas. It's Valtteri Bottas. Come on, Grosjean. There goes Grosjean. Up into 9th. Wait, I'm in 10th. Massa came in as well from ahead of us. No! I've gone wide. The Williams is there. Down the inside.
There's 4 laps of fuel.
Oh, we've now got to defend. We now have to defend against the Williams. Here comes Bottas. Make him go the long way around. Squeeze him out. Lovely. This isn't going to be the most stressful few laps. At least it's not for a win. If it was for a win, it'd be like proper heart in your mouth stuff. This is for 10th place. And a point. After the torrid race I've had, if I can get a point, I think I'm going to go just sweat mode for this last few laps and just concentrate. Concentrate.
Conditions to remain dry for a while.
Bottas is going to have slipstream, DRS. Try and break the slipstream if I can. He's going to come through on the right-hand side. Got to brake later than him. Squeeze him out. Don't let him cut underneath. He's been able to. Oh, he hasn't. Massa's behind. Oh, great. I've got both Williams staring at my gearbox in the closing laps.
Much longer. We're only about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon.
Bottas on the outside. Squeeze him. Let the Williams fight each other. There we go. As we now come up to turn 4, Massa's on the outside.
Gap ahead is 3.2
Force him out the long way round. There we go. Ricardo does lead the race. Okay, so he's re-recovered the lead. That's good to know for the Drivers' Championship. I need to just focus on my own race here. I just realised I've got a 3-second penalty. No! I'm not going to get points anyway. God damn it. Oh well, I'll still play rear gunner for Grosjean.
Engine is looking a little worn. Power output will be less than
Great, now both Williams are going to attack. Massa's got more ahead than Bottas did. We're going to have to be brave on the brakes.
seconds.
Ooh, we kept that. Just about kept it. They're now going to be fighting each other going into turn 1.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Both Williams side by side. We push them both out. I so wish this was a legitimate battle for 10th now. But it's not, because we have a 3-second time penalty. Because we ran wide with a damaged front wing and it said we corner cut. Speaking of corner cutting, we've gone wide.
They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
We've cut that corner as well. Brittleen Lewis, hello. You've joined in the closing stages of a Malaysian Grand Prix to forget. Dead rears are the worst. Rears are not too bad at the moment. I say at the moment. But the whole, like, I'm on worn hard tyres. Fighting against guys with fresh soft tyres. Come on. I think Grosjean's probably clear. I don't think the Williams would catch him, even if we let them through. So we might end up crossing the line 10th, but who knows what position we'll actually get. 3-second time penalty probably takes me behind both Williams as well as whoever else is just behind them. As we now come on to the final lap of the Malaysian Grand Prix. It's been one to forget for me.
Final lap of the race.
It was great for all of 2 corners as Massa goes past. We're going to outbrake him into turn 1. Run it wide. Bottas going to try and get it on the traction. Force them both out wide. There we go. And we're going to retain the position. Front left at 75%. So that's not great. Do we have to defend? Yep, we'll defend turn 4. Defend against some fresh air. There we go. Oh, that could cost me. No, we just about kept it. Daniel Ricciardo is the winner of the Malaysian Grand Prix today. He takes home 25 points for Red Bull Racing. It's going to be the only scorer for them, I believe, as Max Verstappen is behind us currently on track. We're still fighting. I don't know why I'm fighting. I'm purely a rear gunner for Grosjean just to make sure the Williams didn't get through and manage to chase him down. We have a 3-second time penalty. But Grosjean's going to finish 9th for Haas. Which for the 3rd slowest car on the grid, I will absolutely take a 9th position. I would have been very happy with 10th. We started this race 9th. We were fighting early on with, I say early on, by like turn 3 against Verstappen. We had contact and we went into one of the advertising signs. Massa going to fight to the bitter end. Kevin Magnussen out of the race. We just go around. Checkered flag waves. We cross it 10th. We actually get 13th due to our time penalty.
You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
Not ideal. Not ideal by any stretch of the imagination.
Brilliant stuff from Red Bull today. What a superb...
But Red Bull do get the win.
Tell me, what was the key to this success?
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened.
Is that's a Renault and a Williams inside each other? I don't. Oh dear, that's not very PG.
Drivers today, and what a race it was. There's been a big push at the factory lately.
Ricardo wins from Hamilton, so Hamilton gets second, Raikkonen third. That means Ricardo does not take the lead of the Drivers' Championship. He does slash it down to just a few points. I believe it'll be like 4 points, 4 or 5 points now.
And now let's take a look at the driver's standings.
Aliens in F1 games. Oh, you know it. You know it. Someone call into the barrier. There is a extraterrestrial sighting on my game. So, here is the final standings. Kevin Magnussen allegedly didn't finish because his engine must have blown up crossing the line, as it did say that he was out of the Grand Prix, but he did cross the line. Romain Grosjean, look at him. Romain Grosjean, the reason he was closing in on that train of cars up ahead is because you had Button at the head of it, slowing everyone down. Grosjean picks up 9th. Due to our penalty, we come home 13th, unfortunately, which is very disappointing. I mean, we only made 2 pit stops. I think did we make the least of everybody? We did, apart from, well, I mean, Vettel retired early on. Verstappen made 5 pit stops in the end. Takes us through. So the driver's standing. So my apologies. Daniel Ricciardo does take the lead. I don't even know who's winning and losing anymore. I just don't know. Raikkonen overtakes Vettel. We retain 7th in the Drivers' Championship. Constructors-wise, Renault have overtaken Williams because they got a lot of points and they're closing in on us. But Grosjean, my man Grosjean, coming home in 9th place to bring home 2 championship points. Where's Grosjean in the Drivers? Grosjean is, yeah, good job, Grosjean. Good job. You keep it up. You keep it up. Wow. Okay. One to forget for us. One to forget. But we'll take the resource points and the first driver resource points, of course. They're always very nice. Raikkonen's going to absolutely ruin us in this rivalry. We gained 1 because we lost out to Grosjean. That's fine because we had an absolute disaster in Singapore. That team radio is just going to be on about us going up to. They're like, oh my god, they love you so much, and whatever. We're 20 resource points shy of an engine upgrade, which is what I want to get. That's really kind of annoying. Really kind of annoying. But yeah, that's been the Malaysian Grand Prix. Only we hadn't made the mistakes under the having the front wing damage, the understeer would not have cost us, and we would have scored a point. But we crossed the line 10th, so that's a mental victory considering the kind of start of the race we had. And Romain Grosjean picking up 2 points for Haas. That's a good one. It's a very, very good one. For everyone that's come out and watched so far, thank you very much. I do really appreciate it. If you do and have enjoyed what I've put out today, hit that subscribe button to get those notifications. If you want to have a look at the rest of the F1 2016 career mode, there is a playlist on the channel. They are properly edited videos due to the timescale of personal time that I have and wanting to get 3 seasons beaten by the launch of F1 2017. I am going to be doing live streams for the rest of this season and F1 Season 3. My apologies. So, we've got 5 rounds left of this season, 17, 18, 19, 20 and 21. We're going to try and have a better one than we had this time out. But thank you everyone for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. And I will see you all next time.